Good evening, everyone. The Red Bank Planning Board will come to order this 10th day of June. The time is 7:02 p.m. Adequate notice this meeting has been posted to the Borough Hall, file with the Borough Clerk, and mailed to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bill Portman, absent. Shauna Ebanks.
Here.
Christina Bonatakis.
Here.
Dan Mancuso.
Here.
Luis Demento.
Here.
Barbara Boas. Megan Massey.
Here.
Wilson Beebe, absent. Itzel Hernandez, absent. Frederick Stone.
Here.
Brian Parnigan, absent. Thank you.
We have an exciting agenda tonight. We will get everyone home before the next game starts. So we have the meeting minutes of May 13th. Does anyone have any comments, questions, additions, or changes? Hearing none, would anyone like to make a motion to approve said minutes?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Okay. And then we have a resolution for 26 Dr. James Parker Boulevard, Block 75, Lot 12401. I know that was distributed today via email. Does anyone have any questions about that? I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
No,
Okay.
roll call.
Shauna Ebanks.
Yes.
Christina Bonatakis.
Yes.
Dan Mancuso.
Yes.
Barbara Boas.
Yes.
Megan Massey.
Abstain.
Because she wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Frederick Stone.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we've got some ordinance referrals for master plan review. We'll hold those till the end and jump into our first public hearing, which is 15 East Leonard Street, Block 72, Lot 3001. This is preliminary and final site plan approval for a cannabis extraction and manufacturing facility for cultivation. Not the first time we've heard this. Mr. McKenna, welcome.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome to you. It's good to see everyone on the board. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
And I'll just mark in the exhibits I have. I have Exhibit A1 is going to be the minor site plan. Exhibit A2 are the architectural plans. Then I have the following board exhibits. Exhibit B1 will be the resolution, the prior resolution of this board from 2023. We have Exhibit B2 is going, that's going to be Exhibit B1, the resolution. Exhibit B2 will be the T&M review letter. Exhibit B3 will be the Environmental Commission letter. Exhibit B4 is the Shade Tree Commission letter. And Mr. Chairman, I think you've already hit on it, but this is a very simple application, not that it's predestined for an approval, but it's simple in the effect that there are no variances. This is an already approved building, edifice, and site plan. And all that's happening here is that they're modifying that original use that was going to be on the property. And so they're here to show you that the changes they are making will fit within the site plan that the board already approved back in 2023. And that's essentially what we're doing here tonight.
Show away.
Okay, well, I'd like to just address a minor issue. I shouldn't say minor issue, but it's an issue. In the review letter, you'll notice that have not finished planting trees and that we are consenting that as a condition of approval, we'll either plant the trees or pay into the fund, whichever the board prefers. We are interested in resolving that. We also, as a condition of final approval, I'm sure at some point we're going to get into paving the roadway, which was a requirement of the prior approval. But until we get this approval, if we get it, we would do it at the conclusion of finishing up the facility in question so that we can then pave the entire road.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yep. So with that, we do have Andrew Stockton here tonight. He prepared the site plan. There really, besides the two issues that I just addressed, I believe there's no difference whatsoever in connection with the site plan. It's the same buildings that were approved before. And if there's anything else, Jackie, do you remember anything else? I don't recall. Right.
Sorry, just, I'd have to go through my letter, but just the paving of the road was really important to us.
Yes.
And obviously anything from the EC letter.
Okay, and we're going to address that tonight.
Okay.
So essentially, Mr. McKenna, if I understand correctly, it will be a condition of approval that before you get a CO for the property, you'll have paved that road. Because you're doing it at the conclusion of the project. So after everything's built, you're all built out,
Yeah.
you'd have to pave it before you get the CO, because that's the only hold the town's going to have over you to actually pave the road.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay?
Yes.
All
Mhm.
right, that's fine.
Okay.
And I think, Jackie, unless I'm mistaken, really, we just need to know, I don't know that we need engineering testimony per se. I think we just need to hear about the use and whether the use fits in on the site, like the odor and how you and deliveries, if anything like that changes. I don't know if your engineer is the right person to give that testimony or.
They are
whether-
not. We actually have an expert here tonight that will be addressing all of those issues.
Why don't we jump to them?
I am planning on calling him right now.
Okay.
His name is Chris Horning. He's sitting right behind me. Chris, would you grab that chair, please, and this microphone?
And let me just swear you in. Do you swear any testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And just state your name again for the record.
Christopher Horning,
Could you spell your last name?
Horning.
All right, Mr. Horning, and your relationship to the applicant?
I'm a management service operator. So myself and my partner will manage the whole property, all the processes and everything that's done, sold, and the entire business.
I'm sorry, managed service
Management service operator.
operator. Okay, are you a member of the LLC?
I am not. So my partner and I we founded a company, Neptune's Garden, together, and then we started working with the building owner a couple years into this when they were having issues, or I'm sorry, about only 1 year ago, but we've helped to rebuild everything, and we're basing everything off of our Neptune's Garden business concept.
But you are going to be running,
Correct.
you will be running it.
Myself and Will be there every day managing it, everything from
Thank
start to finish.
Thank you, that's all I need for that. Go ahead, Mr. McKenna.
And Mr. Horning, if you wouldn't mind, please just advise the board of your operation,
Yeah.
how long you've been in business, your record with the Cannabis Commission of New Jersey,
Yeah.
and just so they can acclimate themselves to how you operate, what you operate, and what your success has been.
Yeah, so I started this process in Neptune in 2019 and started going to meetings, every meeting in 2020, before cannabis was even, the laws were written or anything. And as the laws were written, I worked with zoning and Bernie Haney over there, really, he head up the cannabis department. And we started building in 2022. We built our building, we're building in phases. We've been operational now for 2 years. We're operational. We not only have the best product in the state, but we have no violations. We have a great record with both the state, township, and community.
Where are you talking about, in Neptune?
In Neptune, New Jersey.
In Neptune, okay.
Yeah, so right there we have our business, and that is how we have gotten into this. And now we've helped to rebuild one existing building, and we actually have plants in there operating right now. Everything's working beautifully with no problems. And then we would like to build this manufacturing lab that we're here to explain to you that process of what it actually is today. Yeah, so that's pretty much our story. Will and I operate Neptune's Garden, and we will operate Verdant 15 here in Red Bank as well.
I'm just confused. Did you say this facility is already operational?
Not
Everything he was just talking about is in Neptune.
no. Red Bank is now operational only for cultivation, which we are licensed for and approved by the board for. What we're asking for tonight is to, anytime you want an additional license and pursuant to our ordinance, you have to come before the board and get approval for that use also. So
The existing use is, the use that was approved in 2023 is operational.
correct.
Just you've never finished resolution compliance.
No,
Because
so
They haven't paved the road and they haven't planted the plants.
there was a previous operator that was operating at the site. Is that correct?
Well, he never operated.
Never operated, but
Correct.
that held the license for that site. Is that correct?
That's
And
correct.
no longer is at that site.
That's correct. He turned
So-
in his license.
Yes, his license has now been revoked by the state. So
Correct.
now this operator here will be applying to the
The-
CRC for a license for Red Bank to do the cultivation and the manufacturing for this site to now,
Well,
operate
actually,
at this
the
site.
owner has a license now. And if you get approval tonight, that will pass to both the owner as well as the operators. We have long-term contracts with the operators, and they will be conducting the day-to-day operations. They come to the facility on a daily basis. They came to the facility all the time when we were building out the facility to get to the point where we are now operational. We are operational under the owner has a license, as well as these gentlemen have licenses also.
when you're saying operational, they're currently not making anything,
So-
cultivating, right? They're not growing right now at the site because,
Yeah, what are they doing at this is where I'm confused.
yeah, they
also.
currently can't grow because we haven't, as the borough, issued our local license to this new operator.
Is
Is
there operations going on at this building right now?
We just started, I think, right?
Yep, we just started. So
Do you have a
under,
CO right now?
Yeah, we have a CO.
under my understanding is that or not my understanding, we have a cannabis cultivation license, a tier one.
I understand all that. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm
So
talking about the building itself. Does the building currently have a CO which issued by this town to be operating within the building?
Yes,
I
we do.
And-
don't, but not for this operator.
Well,
Because
Shauna,
we haven't issued a license, a new license for this operator yet. Our local cannabis board hasn't issued a new license. The governing body hasn't issued a new license for
So-
cultivation.
isn't that our resolution? We have
No,
a,
that was a resolution of support. That's different than us issuing a license itself, awarding you guys the class 1 license.
we'll do. Excuse me, what we'll do is, Shauna, I'll call you tomorrow. We can just, cease anything that we're doing right now.
Right, because I don't even think like the building department or the fire marshal's office has issued anything under like a new operator,
And beyond that, Sean.
like a new business for
And
this.
that's why, the reason
Yeah.
I'm making an issue out of this is, I wasn't expecting the answer that they're operating already. Is because when I said, when they're making the offer, they'll pave and they'll put in the trees when the product's over. I assumed they didn't have a CO yet. So I said, it's good, the
I
CO's
believe the
contingent.
CO was issued.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
It
CO
shouldn't
was,
have, it shouldn't have been.
yeah, it was issued, but there was a bond. There was a bond under the old operator.
All right.
Yeah.
So does it hold up then? So they're under a TCO right now? I'm just trying to understand what hold the town will have over them, if they're already in operations and will,
Right, and that bond is still in place under the old operator.
and under the old operator. I'm
Jackie,
not trying to complicate this. we gotta figure this out.
no, it's okay.
if I may, to make it less confusing and show you still do have a hold. This manufacturing license is a whole different thing. We're still working on another building, so maybe that's where the confusion was on finishing the road with the end of the phase project. I wasn't here for these conversations, but we still have a lot of approvals to go through, you guys, so, there's a lot of.
Jackie, what's
Leverage.
left to be done where we would have controls over them, assuming we approve this tonight? Right. Yeah, you're on mic, I'm sorry.
So for the paving is still outstanding, the landscaping and the generator.
I understand what we need, but, okay, so is the bond gonna cover all that?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
so you're comfortable then with the condition, if they're operating under a TCO, Mr. McKenna, is that what I'm understanding?
That's correct.
All right, so is the condition that I proposed then, because I misunderstood the current status, that they don't get a CO until all this work is done? Are you okay with that,
yeah,
based upon what's happening now out at the site?
yes.
Okay, all right.
If they agree, like, if they have to complete all the improvements before we issue a CO, I completely agree with that.
Okay,
Oh, no, we understand that. We agree.
and then you'll speak with Shauna tomorrow about whether you should be doing anything at the site.
Correct.
Because I believe we only issued a CO for one building.
And we want-
My understanding was that it was one building the last time. And out of the four, there was one building that received the CO.
Okay, and they don't have a license from Red Bank to be
For the
cultivating or
new,
doing
yeah, for the
anything.
new
The
operator.
new operator. All right. So you may have to cease, but I'll leave that to Shauna tomorrow, but that's not really outside of our control. All right, Mr. Chairman, I apologize. That was housekeeping, I think needed
That's
to
all
be
right.
done.
We'll wrap all this up here tonight.
Yeah, it's a letter from TNM that actually says we were authorized to get a TCO. So, let me continue if you don't mind. And then we'll straighten out that last portion. But in any event, what I'd like to do is to have Mr. Horning address the issues raised by TNM and go through them one by one so that we cover every issue that has been raised concerning the operation. Chris, can you do that for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want the list?
Okay. So and I'll just go through this list here. We have operation of the proposed use. We would be manufacturing a solventless rosin product. What that means is we're taking our trimmings that are not great to sell to stores that aren't the big buds, more clippings. And we are going to rinse that in very cold water in a machine that looks like a washing machine. We will put the plant mass into bags that have a screen, so it washes a lot of the matter away. And then we simply take that out of the mesh bag, we place it on a piece of metal, and then with pressure, we are gonna press down with another piece of metal, and it just is going to create oil. And it's solventless, meaning that there's no butane, there's no CO2, there's no hexane, there's all these chemicals that these other companies use. What Will and I, we pride ourselves on all organic, everything from the soil to the nutrients. And also with this, you get a solventless product. Why do you guys care as a township? Well, it's better product, so it'll be better for the township anyway. But it's no butane, there's no volatile chemicals, there's nothing explosive. It's a compressor, pressure, not a very loud process. But that's pretty much what we're doing. And your end product is the resin that you see in vapes or edibles and things like that. Our next one down here, we have security measures and access. As you know, we have a big gate, we have alarms, security, we have cameras, diversion prevention, we have a really nice vault, everything's stored away safe. And we'll use those same SOPs that we use in Neptune that have proven great in the past 2 years. And we've, knock on wood, had no problems at all with anything.
Are there any changes from what was previously approved for this site, and that resolution is not exactly very elaborative, but I'm assuming in the original plans, is anything different from what was previously approved?
No.
So that's all staying the same. Security is all staying the same.
Yes,
So there's no barbed wire on the fences?
no.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. So I think, I don't.
And these things, people, as I went through this process in Neptune Township, people are very worried, like security wise. But at the end of the day, a criminal doesn't want to run up to a place with 40 cameras and every alarm in the world. It's just not a great target. So
So can we focus on, unless the board disagrees, on the things that are different from what that would have been necessary for the previously approved operation? For instance, I know the odor control is of interest because
Yes.
that's something different than what was previously there. So if you can address that.
Yes, so the odor control, we're gonna do the same thing that we do in Neptune is what we do is we create a negative vacuum. So we have a makeup air, which is a duct that opens for air to come in. That air is gonna get filtered with the MERV 13 filter, and there's also a backdraft louver so that air can't blow out with the scent. Then inside, we have several fans that are attached to carbon filters with activated carbon and a pre-filter. The air first is going to suck through that pre-filter, then the activated carbon, then blow out the building. So there's no scent on that air. And then since we're sucking in through the other duct, it's creating a negative vacuum where any crack in the building, it's sucking inward versus outward. So when you're even standing just outside, there's no scent. And that's how scent control works.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, because I'm just a lawyer, I'm not an engineer, and I have only partial understanding of what you just said. I'm going to suggest that that system must be subject to the engineer's review and approval.
Cool.
I love blaming you, Jackie, so we'll just put it on you because it's better you to look at it than for me to look at it, which will produce no odor.
And I'd love to show you because that's like one thing I pride myself at Neptune. I built all those myself. So I did all the ducting, all the backdraft, all the makeup air. So I feel like I know a lot about it.
In fact, Jackie, if you would like, it might be worth going to Neptune and seeing what exists, because that's exactly the same system that's going to be installed in Red Bank. And then, of course, you can go back to Red Bank and,
true.
yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
it's called a negative vacuum system.
So it just creates what's called a negative vacuum because so even right here, if we put a fan on that window blowing out, it's going to be hard to push the doors open because it's sucking in. So that fan, imagine blowing out, and now there's a big 6-foot activated carbon filter, a pre-filter before it blows out. Now on the other side of the wall, we have a square hole. Well, it's going to be in the ceiling, a square hole. And that louver opens, and now the air is coming in. So you're getting fresh air coming in, which is filtered, and then you're blowing out.
I'm going to call it a negative vacuum
Yeah.
system,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
Yep, negative vacuum. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
Purified air going in.
That's fine.
Um,
So our hours of operation, it's really like 8 to 4. We could say 8 to 8, but that's what we put through in the resolution with potential emergency thing like, oh, there's the alarm went off, something weird is happening with temperature. Maybe you'd have to go there, but real working hours would be 8 to 8, but that's our resolution hours.
When you say resolution hours, what resolution?
Just when
You mean in Neptune?
No,
No.
whoever sent me a letter from the township that I replied to, that was like in my response.
Do you know, is there a resolution that says 8 to 8?
As part of completeness, we had to ask them for certain answers to questions. I think that's what you're
Yeah.
referring to.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was one of the questions.
All right, so there isn't a resolution that says 8 to 8. This is a response to Jackson's
Correct.
question.
That's correct.
I used the wrong word, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
And how about the number of employees?
So to operate this manufacturing lab, it's very easy. There will literally be 2 full-time employees, and that's really it. Will and I will oversee the process and make sure everything's flowing.
What else is on that list, Chris?
Okay, hours of
Frequency
operation.
and type of trucks that will access the site.
So,
Is there any difference from the type of trucks that would have accessed the site under the previous approval?
no,
So they're just, what are they, just box trucks?
it's
vans?
smaller, like a small Dodge ProMaster van, like a very small van, because the product, it's very small and lightweight. So we,
So no trucks, there're not gonna be any tractor
correct,
trailers,
no,
anything like that? No
we'll
trucks.
use a very small, like I use a Dodge ProMaster City, which is a smaller van that you see, the Dodge van. That's exactly what we would be using pretty much.
Dodge vans, okay.
maybe a Sprinter van if like some of the courier services in this industry, they do use like the larger Sprinter van, but it's still just a van.
Okay.
The manufacturing, are you just taking the material from the cultivating portion into the manufacturing, or are you bringing in other plants, I guess, like, is it all contained in
So-
one operation, or are you bringing other things into manufacture?
No, so what we, the product that we don't sell, the bigger buds that we don't sell to stores is, smaller clippings of leaves. That's our byproduct. And we will then take that into the manufacturing building and process it. So it will simply go from the vault in the first building to the lab. It will get created into a product and then go back to the vault. So it's, all in-house.
So, are you done? All right, so Mr. McKenna, I don't have the letter, but the 2023 resolution, the only real condition here is that you have to comply with the engineer's letter of November 30th, 2022. I don't have that letter, but I'm assuming you're still complying with everything in that letter.
That's correct.
Okay. And you can comply with everything that's in the 2026 letter also. I don't think
Correct.
there's any real requirements here, but new requirements. Okay. That's all, Jackie, that's all I need. I mean, I don't have anything else.
I mean, if the board has any questions, we'd welcome them.
And you're either going to plant the trees or make a donation to the fund.
Correct.
Does anyone from the board have any questions? Anyone from the public have any questions for the applicant? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
This is slightly random. So we all know that there's gonna be a big development coming on maybe, around the train station. And I know right now you're in a light industrial zone and your side is the train tracks. Is there any like negative, like pretend that there's new housing there? Is there anything that you would think to do differently? If there were housing on that side where like the fence just aligns with the tracks?
No, knowing what I know now with the property that I've built, it's not loud and it doesn't
Okay.
smell, so.
Okay, no, I'm just thinking for like future proof.
Yeah.
If there's like a brand new residential place.
For
going in.
them, they probably want to like plant trees just to visually not see a
Yeah, okay.
warehouse,
Okay.
but, it won't have any negative like effect
With
like that.
smell or noise.
No.
Okay.
No,
There'll be no smell.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a condition of this approval, of course, is that there will be no smell outside of the building.
Yeah, and if there ever is any smell, we just turn the fans higher. And then if for some reason and there was still a smell, we would add more fans. But this said, we're using our engineer that helped us build our other property, who's one of the best in the industry, been doing this for 15 years. And he's not going to put the wrong amount of fans on
Right.
that plan. So
And believe me, if there's a smell, you're gonna
Yeah.
have red
You'll know
coming out.
about
Yeah,
it.
you'll know about it.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing with weed, if it smells, people let you know. So people will,
I have a question about the energy capacity for both operating the cultivation and the manufacturing. I know that that was an issue for the cultivation of the site, operation happening at the site. How is that going to happen with both of these uses happening at the same time?
so it's actually very low energy use. We're gonna have just the compressor and this press, fans. I would say if we used 100 amps, I would be impressed. So I don't even think we'll come close to that. So it's not a lot of energy, and that property has 1,200 amps in each building existing. So there's more energy than we would even truthfully use ever there. It's a lot of energy.
So it's going to be a decrease from a cultivation facility operating the whole site than a combination of the two.
So, there's no big decrease or increase. Like imagine the plans of electricity for plants and then just this small building of 100 amps. the engineering building plans may be different from, if you're referring the plans of the old tenant, that tenant was planning like a lot more lights. Our plans don't require that crazy amount of electric. If, if those are the plans you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, that's probably why.
So I'm sorry, why would you?
Sean, I
Rick,
know exactly.
Why would it be less lights? Like, what's the
So-
difference between your growing procedure versus their growing
So
procedure?
we have 2 levels of plants. They wanted to have 3 to 4 in some places on the plans that I saw. So they just had like a lot more lights than the method that Will and I use. We go for quality, not quantity. And rather than 1 million lights, we'd rather have half the lights doing a great job than just like massive quantity.
Actually, to be frank, a part of the whole decision and the reason the other person does not have their license was because they really didn't know what they were doing. If you don't mind me saying that, yeah. And that their operation is so much different. We actually spent a lot of time and effort to do investigation and frankly consider ourselves pretty lucky that we were able to hook up with this company. And they're incredible reputation of the state we checked out, and they couldn't say enough good about them, so.
And we plan to be the same as we are in Neptune here and be great and have great relationship with you guys and always, we're gonna do well together.
Anyone else from the board have any questions for the applicant? Anyone from the public have any questions for the applicant? Come on up, sir. Ed, can you share that mic?
Sure.
Hello.
Please tell us your name and address, please.
I do. Eric Wokus, 53 Leroy Place, Red Bank. I really, the only question, this is I'm not familiar with this type of operation. I believe you have a sister operation then
So I founded a company in Neptune, New Jersey.
okay.
And that's the company that we're referring to. It won't be like a sister, like the same brand, but same concept.
Okay. But the technology, the odor
Exactly.
control, the noise control, wastewater, all that.
Correct.
Is
Yep.
it possible, I don't know if anyone's seen that facility, but is it possible to look at the facility to see what the controls in place? And if they're working
Absolutely.
properly?
Yeah, so, and that's what I invite anyone who wants to come down, come check it out. And yeah,
Okay. You
absolutely.
get free samples too?
Free samples. So I have to follow the legal avenue, but so we can make it happen someday
That's
somehow.
fine.
And
Well,
on
just
that
an address.
point, I mean,
Yeah.
just to be clear, and I know that was a joke, but
Yeah.
there are no customers coming to this location
So
whatsoever.
no customers,
Right.
and that's the beautiful thing about this is like, once you actually see it operating, you really don't know what's going on even, because there's not a lot of movement, not a lot of customers, not weird hours,
Okay.
and no weird smells, and it's not noisy. Yeah, and a big thing, like I said, we kind of pride ourselves on organic product. We try and keep everything clean. We try and run a really a good operation, and which I see in the town of Red Bank's really nice. And like you guys are
Right.
building a beautiful town here.
There's,
too.
there's no
Really-
customers, there's no smoking on premises. Those are what the
Correct.
conditions.
Correct. No smoking, no customers.
It's not open to the public.
It is not.
It's not open to the public.
Right.
And I should have asked that earlier. I know you were making a joke, but it
Yeah.
sprung it in my mind that I should ask that
Serious.
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, do you have a card or something? Or
So
or something? don't know.
I'm
Need to get your address.
gonna write down my
Just
information and
address.
get it to you.
Yes, okay. All right.
And I'll get it to you after the meeting.
You know what, send it to Shauna so that she has it, and then if anybody else calls,
Because we,
I want to make a stop.
and that's the thing, is people hear that you have great, high quality organic product, like,
Or maybe just give it to
It's,
him, so this way Shauna doesn't
everyone
get
wants
bothered, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Anyone else from the public have any questions for the applicant?
Dan, if there's no one else, while we're talking about like clarifications of the use, this is not it's not accessible to the public. It is not a retail location, but you did mention couriers and that they could be doing pickups. Just to clarify, you will not be operating any courier services from this location. However,
Correct.
they would be your customers, the wholesale customer.
Correct. I would simply use the same company, which are my neighbors in Neptune have a carrier service, and they pick it up and drop it off, and they take care of all the tags and everything. It would be those same people. So, same thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Last chance for any questions.
Jackie, I don't know if you want to go through, you had mentioned, the East, Environmental Commission's memo, and you wanted to go through that? Just turn on your mic.
Sorry. I was just reading, I don't know, Ed, if you have their letter, but I was just reading their comment letter, if you could go through it. Do you have it?
I don't have.
Oh, okay, hold on.
I think they basically said everything that's in here.
Um,
They want native plantings, which we're gonna have, there'll have to be a landscaping something submitted to you. Jackie, correct? You're gonna want, because they're doing all the trees afterwards. So
Yep.
Mr. McKenna, that'll be part of the condition of approval is that you have to submit a landscaping plan.
Okay,
I don't know if there was a landscaping plan as part of the last application, but it doesn't sound like it, other than the fact that we're gonna add trees. So.
yeah, there is.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just follow that up and I'll still say that you still have to do it. Stormwater isn't an issue here.
No, it's not.
Lighting color temperature, they request a reduction from 3,000 K to 2,700 K to limit blue light emissions.
We'll check into it. I think the lighting system's already installed,
Okay,
but we'll see what we can do.
all right, and the identify location of maximum spill, require shielding relocation if directed towards the zone RB residential boundary. That's off-light spill. I assume, like you said, that's already been
Yeah, I think
submitted.
The building's been lit.
Building's there.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
lit, and we haven't had a complaint
Right.
from anybody, so.
And it's obviously operating, whether Shauna knew it or not. I'm not throwing her under the bus at all. Just, reconcile the luminary schedule with isolate detail. Again, it's already operating. Buffer waiver, condition support of the buffer waiver on continuous adequate evergreen screening specifically along the zone. And whatever the site plan was last time is what they're going to be held to this time, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the odor, we dealt with the odor.
Jackie, isn't the light spill onto an adjacent property a half a foot candle?
believe so.
Because their letter here says 0.1 foot candle, which I've never seen before.
Right.
That's in section 3 of the lighting dark sky compliance.
That's interesting, Mr. Chairman, because then in their
Yeah.
summary, they say 0.5.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was 0.5
Yeah.
pretty much everywhere else. This is the first time I've ever seen anything that said 0.1.
It's probably a typo, maybe.
Okay.
And not only that, but quite frankly, we do have security that we have to be, aware of.
Yep.
And we haven't, the buildings
Yeah,
have been there and
basically.
been lit for quite a while. And we're right next to some residential properties.
Yep.
Nobody has said a word about,
Yeah, I've been there. It's a nice property. Billy, where are you going to keep your boat in the winter now? Any more questions from anyone, anywhere? Does anyone from the public have any comments regarding the application? Anyone from the board have anything else they want to say? Okay, I will happily make a motion to approve the application as submitted with the compliance with the engineer letter. We reference the the trees or donation and compliance with the environmental commission report besides the 0.1 foot candles. That's my motion.
can I just get a clarification?
Sure.
I think as far as the compliance with it, I think we answered the questions, but I don't know that we need to change anything. For example, there's no stormwater problem. They just raised the issue, correct? Yeah. There is no issue. So you know, when.
As far as Mr. Kennedy, as far as I'm concerned, this entire establishment's been approved already. And the only thing you're doing is confirming that this new addition can fit within the existing site plan. And I think you've done that.
Yeah.
So it's still the same landscaping. If there is a landscaping plan, it's the same landscaping plan. The same lighting plan, everything's already, been approved.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else to do other than follow through, and I'll have the conditions that I stated, but I don't know if there's really much else as far as site plans concerned. Well, they've got to get a license, and that's going to be handled through you tomorrow, because it may very well be, I have a feeling they're going to have to cease operations of anything you guys are doing right now. I don't think you're legally operating. So even though I'm sure you think you are, but I have a feeling you're not.
And I apologize, that would be my ignorance, because with the state and with my experience with Neptune was, so we got a municipal resolution and then they wanted us to have a TCO to operate. So once I produced the municipal resolution and then the TCO to the state, which they reviewed extensively, they went through all the paperwork. These things are all stamped, sealed.
Nobody thinks you did it on purpose, because
Oh,
you ended up come in here and said, oh yeah, we're operating.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah.
then I just went through the same process, and then the state's given us the full license and approval, so,
Oh, you still need license from the town.
and I
you don't
apologize,
have-
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Understandable.
So my motion is on the table for someone to second if you'd like to.
I'll second.
Shauna Ebanks,
Yes.
Christina Bonatakis,
Yes.
Dan Mancuso.
Yes.
Luis Demento. Barbara Boas, Megan Massey,
Yes.
Frederick Stone. Itzel Hernandez. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Thank you to everybody, and we promise you'll be happy with what goes on there.
We know we will.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you for your
Take care,
time.
everybody. Now we got ordinances, so we got, yeah, we've fun stuff. Okay, we have some ordinance referrals for master plan consistency review. What the hell is this one?
Would you,
Historic sites, regulations and procedure, Shawnee or Jackie, somebody want to tell us
Yes.
what's going on?
So ordinance,
The red-
26-17. This is to designate, sites that are on the National and State Historic Registry as, local landmarks, historic individual sites. And this is just to make it current and, to just add an extra level of protection. The Historic Preservation Commission of Red Bank strongly supports and advocates for the adoption of this ordinance, which officially designates these sites that are listed on a state and national registry. It's in line with our 2023 master plan. Locally designating individual sites is essential for safeguarding Red Bank's unique historical character. While some structures may have experienced significant changes, this designation is crucial to prevent further inappropriate modification, neglect, or even demolition before it's too late. Oftentimes, it's found that once the state or federal government is notified of an unapproved improvement, it may no longer be possible to protect it effectively. This local designation would offer vital guidance on exterior changes, ensuring they are appropriate and preserving the architectural integrity of our area. Moreover, it adds an essential layer of protection for Red Bank's cherished landmarks. So we
And
are
the
just
middle school
asking.
is on this list?
Yes, the state and national, they put it on it, so,
All right.
yeah.
Did you go to the old one?
It's historic because Barbara went there.
No. It is
Do you
not.
want to, I'll
It's
read
not.
them. It's the Carlton, now the Basie Theater, T. Thomas Fortune House, Monmouth Boat Club, North Shrewsbury Ice Boat and Yacht Club, Anthony Reckless Estate, the Red Bank Passenger Station, Shrewsbury Town Hall, the former, the Sigmund Eisner Complex, the Stout House, the Robert White House, the Red Bank Middle School, and River Street Commons.
Is the Monmouth Boat Club really sinking? Did I see that the other day?
Yes,
somewhere?
it is. And they are, there are plans to make improvements. Yes.
So if anyone would like to make a motion that this
They recommend
entitled
the
ordinance is in keeping with the master plan and to recommend to the mayor and council as such.
Yes, first, motion.
I'll second that.
Can we do all in favor?
You can do it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Fred is
Oh, yeah.
abstaining, yeah.
The middle school.
He's a Board of Education member. Next is the ordinance for the Borough of Red Bank to amend the planning and development regulations to repeal and replace. What are we repealing and replacing?
Okay, so we are ordinance 26-18. It is repealing and replacing several sections of the development ordinance. We are adding accessory dwelling units as a conditional uses, a use in the RA, RB, RB1, RB2, RD, and RB1 zone, and RB2 zone, which are mostly single-family districts. And they will have to follow the required side yards for, and rear yards for accessory structures. There will be bonuses, dock area bonuses. If people decide that they want to either, deed restrict their property for affordable housing or apply green building infrastructure elements or provide, if they're on the waterfront, provide a waterfront access easement or handicap accessibility features there. We are also making prohibiting smoke shops throughout the entire borough, and defining smoke shops throughout, better defining what smoke shops are. We are permitting boutique hotels, yes, in the HB CCD2, BR1, BR2, WD zone, as well as the CCD1 and neighborhood business zone. We are in the professional office zone. I believe we are removing the educational use in that zone. And then in the downtown, the CCD 1 and 2 district, we are removing the parking requirement in the downtown business zone. And that is because the current condition of the business zone, there, as you can see, we're completely built out. And it's a hindrance for new business that are trying to operate in our storefronts. And having a parking requirement limits what can go in these areas. So we are we're removing that, that requirement there. And also eliminating the reference to the Red Bank Municipal Parking Utility Improvement Fund because that was abolished years ago. And that's pretty much major gist of it all. We're also prohibiting data centers throughout
you.
the entire
Wonderful.
borough.
Awesome.
That's another big one also. And yes, that's about it.
I will happily, again, make a recommendation to the mayor and council to supporting these zoning changes in relation to the master plan, with one caveat that I would like them to consider reducing the rear and side yard setbacks for ADUs because 8 feet is excessive. That's just a suggestion to the mayor and council that I think 8 feet is too much. So that is my motion. If someone would like to second the support of this to the mayor and council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Oh, Barbara.
Come on down here. The smoke shops, have we ever restricted any other businesses before? in
Yeah,
town?
well, like,
Yes.
I know we,
tattoo.
but we've lifted that.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
lifted
I mean,
that.
was lifted years ago.
Antique shops, we've restricted. We've also
Really?
we've
We're-
restricted
Why?
massage parlors.
Which we're just lifting now.
Yeah, there was a time where we restricted.
I realize that, but I'm talking about in the recent past, have we ever restricted? I mean, I think we've lifted restrictions, but I don't remember ever restricting any other kind of business. And is that opening us up to that particular one, some lawsuits?
No.
No?
No, you have a right to eliminate businesses, and any ones that exist today are grandfathered in.
Okay. Oh, so, all right.
Yeah,
So-
it would not close down existing businesses.
All right.
They
It
all
would
Okay.
make them non-conforming.
would make
Ma-
them non-conforming.
And if someone moves out and they're gone for what, 6 months?
Yeah.
The use disappears?
Well, if
Mm.
they can go out 6 months, someone wants to reopen up a smoke shop, they'd be able to, because they haven't abandoned the previous grandfathering. But if someone else goes in, they wouldn't be able to open up in between, they wouldn't be able to open up a new smoke shop. I mean, you have I understand what council's
Understand.
doing
We
here.
looked at it,
You have a
yeah.
lot of smoke shops
Yeah,
that have opened up in town. So
Uh,
it makes
It
sense.
just, yeah, well, I don't smoke and I don't know what's in a smoke shop, but obviously it's offensive to some people.
Well, and then we've been seeing where a lot of nefarious activities have been happening, like it's happening as the cover for a lot of illegal activities. And as the zoning officer for the borough, it's hard to prohibit one from opening right next door, 2 doors down, and it's very repetitive, one after the
Okay.
other. Yeah.
All right,
That's
okay.
literally what we
I
have, and
haven't
it's,
even- yeah.
we can't really stop.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. It just was curious as to the rationale.
That's the rationale, really.
Okay, the last one.
You didn't call the roll.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was all in favor.
Oh, it was all in favor, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought we didn't all.
But I don't know if you did it all in favor, because Barbara had a question.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any
All right,
opposed?
good. No, so with that letter, when it goes over, it will include Den's recommendation.
Okay.
All right? I know.
Shauna knows. Last up, native plants and prohibitive planting of invasive species, ordinance 26-20.
This was a recommendation of the Environmental Commission, and I don't know if Megan or Christina want to comment on this.
I mean, we got a presentation, the council got a presentation from a commissioner at our last meeting, so I can just give a quick summary. I know the Environmental Commission has been talking about this for a long time, and they drafted this in a way where it's not overly prohibitive. This is only going to apply to applications that require former site plan review or major subdivision approval. So this is not, individual single-family homes, applications, minor subdivisions that would be beholden to this, but the bigger developments. So it would require that the landscape plans specify native plants, and they use kind of third party, either through the Native Plant Society or Rutgers, to maintain those lists. We are not beholden to maintain those lists. It's the professional list of what is native or a cultivar of native, or on the other hand, a prohibited invasive species.
Anyone have any questions? Anyone like to make a motion to,
I motion to approve,
sounds-
recommend to council.
very good, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I think not. That's it. Motion to adjourn?
No, there's some question.
Sure, come on up. Grab a mic. Help yourself. Yeah.
Suzanne Viscomi, 25 Cedar Street. I wish there was public comment on the, when you guys were discussing the ordinance. My question is regarding ordinance 2026-17. I am speaking on by myself. I'm not speaking on behalf of the school board in any capacity at all. The effect on the middle school, I know there was construction done recently, like our backyard, basically. By adding us to this list, would we have to go through any additional process to maintain the exterior changes? Like, let's say we wanted to do something differently or add to our school. I'm not saying we are, I'm just saying for the future use, would this add any regulations? Like, I know the purpose of this was like for houses, they just could have put up fake siding, right? You wanted to keep and maintain the structure and the feel of the houses. So my question is, will this affect the school going forward, possibly if they decide to do something differently?
For any exterior renovations that can be seen from the street, then it would need a review by the Historic Preservation Commission.
So that's going to be new than what if we did something prior to this change?
Yes.
Keep in
And-
mind, this is the state's list. We didn't create this.
Right, but we're not on this list. We agreed, but we did do work outside on the building and we didn't have any extra hoops to go through. So I'm just trying to clarify if more hoops are going to be added. And another question is the board office included in this designation? The school board office?
The school board office, it's the lot. If
So it's
it's
not-
contained on that lot, then yes.
Okay.
Which it isn't.
It
Which it isn't.
is, okay. Thank you.
We're adjourned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all.
So is you and then.
Yeah.